fans and horror fans. Okay, I'm here to do a review and or overview of two novels by the American author Joe Hill. Okay, both of these could be placed in the horror genre, one of them more than the other, though both of them include elements, other elements other than just a horror. So I'm talking about Nosferatu by Joe Hill and The Fireman by Joe Hill. Okay, so let's start with this one first. Okay, which may be the most well-known one because there was a television series made from it. And Nosferatu is a novel about a man who has achieved longevity or even immortality by using the life force of children whom he takes to this imaginary place called Christmas Land. Now, when I say imaginary, I don't mean it's just in his mind. He is also able to bring this place called Christmas Land, where it's Christmas all year round, and it's always snowing, and there's always Christmas decorations and rides and all of that, like an amusement park, based on Christmas. But it is he constructed this alternate dimension, if you will, from his own imagination. Okay, and to siphon the life force from these children, he uses a car on old model Rolls Royce. Where he puts the kids in there. He drives it himself as well. And he uses this vehicle to get to Christmas Land. To open that portal into this other dimension, into Christmas Land. All right, so there's plenty of horror elements here. However, as you can see, the book is quite long. It's here in this Spanish language edition. It's exactly 700 pages long. In the English language, I believe it is only slightly shorter. But anyway, it does. It is too long for its own good. Okay, there are very good elements. The characterizations here are excellent. Okay, our main character, the main hero, shall we say, is Victoria Vic McQueen, who also has the ability to travel between worlds with the aid of first of a bicycle and then of a motorcycle, a Triumph motorcycle, where she is able to use her mind to construct a bridge, literally speaking, a covered bridge from one place to another. All right, so and this character is completely well rounded out, and to Joe Hill's credit, this character is definitely has many facets. Some of those facets are not very likable. So the credit goes that he is able to make a main protagonist with a character that is, sometimes you don't like this character a lot, and this goes for all of the characters. Also her boyfriend Lou, who is very naive. And also a bit of a nerd. Like he likes Star Wars stuff and comic book stuff, and we get to know the Vic McQueen's parents, also very well. There's backstories for everybody. All right. There's also another character that is introduced that also has a supernatural ability, a mental ability, but nothing of consequence is really ever done with this character. Okay. So the thing is, this book is very good, but it drags a lot, and I do mean a lot. During the middle part, during the middle and almost to the end. Then at the very end, it picks up, and it does have a very good ending. I will give Joe Hill that, a pretty good ending. So Nosferatu by Joe Hill. Your mileage may vary. I found the story very good, but way too long. Which the same could be said for The Fireman. Here, let me see here in this English language edition. It is longer. It's 752. Yes, 752 pages. Okay, but the good thing, the difference here is that here we have few characters, and not too much going on in Nosferatu aside from the main storyline. Here there's a lot of characters and there's a lot going on. So this is a bit of a post-apocalyptic novel, but though it's not really an apocalypse. The situation is that humanity has been, or a lot of part of humanity, has been infected with a spore. You know, this causes these scale-like scabs to appear on the skin, and eventually, uh, the phenomenon of spontaneous combustion will occur, meaning that the people will just burst into flames after they've had this spore, which they call dragon scale, on them for a period of time. So having that spore on them is pretty much a death sentence. How the characters deal with this spore, how they react to it, is what makes this novel interesting, as well as that the original idea is quite intriguing. The dragon scale itself. So society starts to the group together into smaller groups. Some that simply want to get rid of all people that have the spore. Others who have learned to live with it in a way. Even though it is a worldwide phenomenon, the story takes place usually in the United States, and right there in the northeast of the United States. Okay, so it's very localized. We don't really see, only in passing, what happens with this phenomenon in other parts of the world. The fireman in question is somebody who has apparently learned to control this fiery condition. Thus the name the fireman, and how he is able to become the hero of this story is what makes it interesting. Again, very well written. The characters are very well thought out, and the initial idea is very, very strong, but it did not need to be this long. It also, there are parts of it that drag, not as much as Nosferatu, but yes, it does drag a bit. And it goes off into different directions, always exploring the characters. Joe Hill is very character a driven writer, which is okay, but just don't make his books so damn long, like I said. Okay, so The Fireman by Joe Hill, recommended, but there's that situation with the length. If you're okay with that, then I recommend it highly. Nosferatu as well. I do recommend it. I think the ideas in both of these books are very good, even if the execution takes a bit too long to get going. That's it. Thank you very much for watching, and keep reading.